Your brain has as many as 60,000 thoughts every single day. That's more than one thought a second. And according to research, over 80% of them are negative. That's a lot of negative thoughts. It doesn't take much, just an offhand comment or a thoughtless act, and off our mind goes, telling us everything that's about to go wrong. And before we know it, we've decided that the world is ending, everyone's going to die, and we should just go hide under the bed. Or maybe that's just me. Whether it's feeling angry at our partner, worrying we won't be able to pay the bills, or criticising our latest creation, we have to deal with a lot of negative thinking constantly. So how do we break free from this deluge of negativity? I'm going to share with you the one critical skill you must develop if you're going to have any chance of beating negative thinking. 3 things you need to understand about how your mind works, and the only 3 strategies that can break you out of this habit, plus a power-up you can use to supercharge your results. A while back, I was listening to Abraham Hicks talk about negative thinking. They said something along the lines of, if a brick fell on your head every time you had a bad thought or feeling, you'd stop it right away, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. It was such a vivid image that it really stuck with me. Boy, would that hurt, but we'd learn to stop thinking negatively in a heartbeat. Instead, it's up to us to break out of the habit, which starts by learning one essential skill. And that is the ability to catch ourselves in the moment, to observe ourselves as we start to spiral downwards. Because until we even know we're doing it, we have no hope of breaking free. You have to catch that train of unpleasant thoughts before it gains momentum. And the best way to practice this is meditation, which I have a video about here. By creating even the tiniest gap between your thoughts and your awareness, you make it possible to stop your negative thinking before it gets a firm grip on you. Instead of finding yourself in that dark, deep pit of despair, you catch yourself as you think, I must have messed up, or I hate it when people ignore me, or why are people so mean? And to interrupt this torrent of misery that's poised to unfold, there's 3 things you have to understand about how your mind works. First and foremost, your mind is a thought machine. That's what it's built to do. Pump out thoughts as fast as it can about anything and everything. Oh look, a butterfly. Oh, I love this song. Now, where did I leave my phone? So if you don't give it something useful to do, it'll start making up all kinds of hogwash. Secondly, a thought is not a fact. Sure, your mind makes your thoughts sound really convincing, but the act of having a thought does not make it true. Really. You'd be surprised how many people fall for that one, hook, line and sinker. You have to stop believing everything you think. And thirdly, you can't fight your mind. It's not an enemy to be defeated, it's a tool to be used. I have a whole video about that here. Just like any bad habit, you can't stop negative thinking just by willing it so. You have to replace it with something else. And there's actually really only 3 different strategies you can use to stop negative thinking in its tracks. The first and simplest thing you can do when you catch yourself having a negative thought is the distraction method. Basically, you immediately find something else to think about.
Squirrel!
In the moment, it can be tricky to find a distraction, so start building a collection of options ready to go. Maybe you can get up and walk around. Maybe you can eat something. Maybe you can start thinking about your taxes. Or maybe you can think of a happy memory when you felt excited, proud, grateful, or anything positive. Do anything you can to distract yourself. Every time you do this, you're derailing the train of negative thoughts and it starts to lose some of its power. Like a naughty puppy, your brain learns by what behaviour you feed and what you ignore. Now, this approach is the easiest of the strategies to do, but as a result, it's not as good at stopping that same thought from coming back later. If you want to do that, you'll want to try the next method, which is called the pivot. Pivoting is great for derailing that negative thought train, and it has the power to permanently shift your point of view. To pivot, you examine the negative thought and transform it using one of these tricks. Number 1, you modify or soften the thought into something less harsh or negative. Instead of thinking, my presentation really sucked, think, I could have done that presentation better. Number 2, reframe the thought by finding a new way to look at the situation. Instead of, nobody likes me, think, I have a few friends and that means I can probably make some more. Number 3, replace the thought with a better feeling one. Gratitude works really well for this. Instead of, my shoes are ugly, think, my pants look great. Number 4, question or challenge your thoughts. Ask things like, how do I know that? Or is this useful? Or use the 4 questions from Byron Katie's work and really put those thoughts through the ringer. And after you've been doing the pivot for a while, you'll be ready for the final level, which is the hardest one of all, but it's the most powerful. I call it the embrace. Can you look at that unpleasant thought you just had and welcome it? Can you accept your current experience without needing to change it? Can you think, I'm worried I won't be able to pay the mortgage, and be okay with that? Can you think, I don't like my job, and just watch all the crazy thoughts start spilling out of your mind? Can you just sit with your thoughts and observe them? I'm not saying you have to like the situation. I'm saying step into your thoughts and the emotions they bring up. Notice them, acknowledge them, accept them, get curious about them. It's not easy, I can tell you. And I don't necessarily recommend trying this particular approach when you're just starting out. But the embrace can be incredibly powerful at dissolving the emotions that get stirred up by negative thinking. And it can also open you up to possibilities you haven't yet considered. And if you want to supercharge your results with all of these approaches, I love one of Tony Robbins' techniques. It's all about using your body to change your physiology. Because when your body changes, your physiology changes and your emotions change. It's hard to be sad when you're dancing to your favourite music. It's not easy to stay mad when you're laughing at a funny movie. And it's unlikely you'll feel hopeless when you're standing tall. So use movement and change your body's posture to completely transform how you feel in the moment. And the next time your mind starts running away with itself, imagining the worst, you now have the knowledge and skills to turn down the volume and maybe even find some peace of mind. I've linked to a resource for you that will help you finally conquer those negative emotions and thoughts. No email required. But if you're going to catch that train of negative thoughts before it leaves the station, you're going to need to tame that mind of yours. And in this video, I share the best way to do that. I reveal the true purpose of meditation, why it's so important that you learn how to do it, and 3 simple things that you can do that will significantly increase the chances that you'll succeed with meditation. And now I'll go back to hiding under the bed, and I'll see you in the next one.